Hear me out. We love a pant set and we love that stretch rib knit fabric as well. So today we are combining the two to make this asymmetrical top to go along with these pants. So if you want to know how we do it, then make sure you keep on watching. Guys, we're literally going straight into it. So what you want to do is grab your fabric, lay it on your flat surface and fold it, as you can see here. Then I'm grabbing my pattern paper and I'm laying that on top as well. So we're cutting out two pieces for this tube top, as you can see on the pattern. So to do that, I'm making sure that I'm folded in half so we can cut out those two pieces at the same time. To make my life easier and avoid pinning, I've taken my chalk and I'm going to trace around the pattern paper, as you can see. So I'm marking the pattern paper but also the fabric to kind of create an outline of what that pattern shape is going to be. I'm doing that all the way around, and then when I remove it I will see the shape, as you'll see in a sec, of the actual pattern that we're going to cut out. And then we're going to go in with our rotary cutter and our cutting mat and we're going to cut that out. If you don't have a rotary cutter, granted you can use fabric scissors instead. Once you've cut out your pieces, we're going to put that excess fabric to the side, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take those pieces that we have here and we're going to lay them together right sides facing. And basically what that means is the sides of the top that are going to be front facing when you're actually wearing it are the sides that we're laying together now, and then we're going to pin along the sides. So we're pinning all the way down on that shorter side, and then for the other side we're pinning down for about 9 inches, I think, or about at the midpoint of that other side. Do you know what, guys, we're actually halfway there. So now what we're going to do, and I'm just doing this because I'm being a bit of a neat freak, so that top section, because I don't have a serger, I'm just going to stitch all around it with my overcast stitch so that it doesn't fray at all. So I'm just going to do that and come back. If you do have a serger, or if your fabric isn't going to fray as much as mine will, then you don't have to do this step. To stitch this, I literally used the least amount of seam allowance I could get away with. I think that was like 1/4 inch. And then what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my elastic. I've measured it on my body around my upper bust so that it fits me snug. I'll put the measurement that it was for me on the screen. Then what I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm using 1 inch seam allowance. I'm using 1 inch elastic and I'm pinning on one side, and then I'm flattening it out and pinning on the other side just to make sure that that elastic is evenly distributed, and then I'm pinning around the rest of the circle, and I'm going to go in and stitch that with, I think it was 1/4 inch seam allowance or 1/2 inch seam allowance for this one as well. So I'll stitch around the top of the tank top. I'm going to trim off this excess in a bit because I don't know what that's there for. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch a straight line down here. So just a straight stitch, and that is going to hold the elastic in place so it's folded over and it looks like this, so it looks kind of seamless. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this side, so fold it down and then stitch down there. So I can't actually believe we're at the final step, but we are at the final step, and that step is hemming. But because this fabric frays quite a lot, what I want to do is just do like an overcast stitch for all of the ends of this top, so all around here and back up, and then I want to be able to like fold it by 1/2 inch and then hem it. I'll see if I use like the twin needles or a zigzag stitch, which one looks better, but at the moment I'm just going to do the overcast stitch all the way around. If you are using a serger, then you probably don't need to do that, you can just hem it as normal. But I don't want to stitch this and then have it fray, so I'm going to take that extra step. So we're at the last step, and so I've stitched all around with an overcast stitch. If there are any fray bits, I'm just going to make sure to cut those off. And then what I'm going to do is the hemming part. So to do that, I'm just going to fold in by about a quarter-ish or a third or an eighth, not an eighth, a third or like half an inch. I'm just going to pin down all the way around the unhemmed sides, and then I'm just going to stitch that. So normally I do use my twin needles, but today I think what we're going to do instead, since we've done the overcut stitch so the raw edges are fine and kind of secure, I'm going to use a stretch straight stitch. So I'll show you guys a stitch that I use for that. You can watch my tutorial on how to sew with stretch fabrics if you want as well, which will give you a bit more detail. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pin all the way around and then go ahead and stitch this with my straight stitch. I'm just going to stitch that with a straight stitch and then we are all done. I'm going to show you what it looks like in the final reveal. If you do want to see how I made these pants as well, let me know and I will get a tutorial out on that. And summer is coming, guys, so make sure you check out some of these tutorials. I'll put it over here so you can get ready with your wardrobe this summer. Right, see you over there. Bye guys.